Today I have another tag, which is the Would You Rather tag. I saw this and I thought it was really interesting. Maybe because my answers to the questions were like so obvious that to me that I was like, oh my god, how do you guys have... I really liked my opinions on all of these questions and I stand by them. But without further ado, let's get into the questions. First question is, would you rather read only trilogies or standalones? I know that a lot of people on BookTube said that they would rather read trilogies because they're really into fantasy, and a lot of fantasy books tend to be trilogies. But I don't read a lot of fantasy. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy what I have read. Luckily, I haven't read a really bad fantasy. Obviously they're out there, but I haven't read one that's put a damper on the genre. I just don't read it much because I find it stressful. Anyway, so my answer for this is, as you can probably tell, standalones, because that is what I read the most. I don't really read series or duologies or trilogies. I basically only read standalones, so definitely standalones. Second question is, would you rather read male or female authors? I feel really bad for saying this, but all of my favorite authors, if I think, are male authors. I've read amazing books by females, but if I was to think of the authors that I really love and admire, people like John Marsden, as I said in my last tag video, I really like Patrick Ness. Most of the authors that I've read books that I really, really loved were males, but I think I have to say female because I am a female, but also there are a lot of books that I want to read that are by females, and if I'd never got a chance to read them because I chose all males, I would be really sad. So I will go females because I know that females wrote a lot of the classics that I want to read, and there is some really amazing female literature that especially would widen my horizon on topics that I don't really read about because I don't get that perspective, even though I am a female. Anyway, moving on. The third question was, would you rather shop at Barnes & Noble or Amazon? But we don't have Barnes & Noble in Australia, so I changed it to, would you rather shop at Dymocks or Amazon? We also barely have Amazon here. But anyway, either way, I would rather shop at Dymocks. I have never bought a book online. I go through book websites like Book Depository all the time and get $200 in my cart and then never order them. It would probably save money in the long run, but I love bookshops. I can't not. So Dymocks. Or readings, and Dymocks. Would you rather all books be made into movies or TV shows? I love some movie adaptations. Movie adaptations can be really amazing, but for this one, I actually chose TV shows because when you have TV shows, you can draw them out more, and also it doesn't have to be... When people think TV shows, I think often they think, 13 episodes where everything's 40 minutes and it has many, many seasons and things. But I'm counting under TV shows miniseries. So when they did Pride and Prejudice as a miniseries and it was 6 movie length episodes, But also TV shows are really interesting because they allow for more adaptation, which some people hate when things don't stick by the stories, but the way I see it is if you wanted to read the actual story, read the book. That sounded really harsh, but you know what I mean? It's really interesting, I think, to see when people make TV shows of books and they get to the end, they get to where the book ended, and then they get to think of their own way that things ended, and I just think that's really interesting. Anyway, question 5. Would you rather read 5 pages a day or 5 books a week? This one was probably the trickiest one because sometimes I'll go days without reading, and so if you averaged it out, some months it probably would be 5 pages a day. But other times, recently, I've been reading heaps and heaps and heaps. So I chose 5 books a day, 5 books a week, because I'm basically reading about 2.5, 3 at the moment, so it wouldn't be that much more. I could do I could cheat it and be oh, I'll read a book of poems that's really short if I didn't want to have to cram 5 long books, which would suck. If it had to be 5 long books, I would choose 5 pages a day because I couldn't deal with having to cram all that in my head. Anyway, question 6. Would you rather be a professional reviewer or author? Author, because I want to be a writer when I'm older. Would you rather reread your top 20 or only read books you haven't read before? I would definitely say read books I haven't read before, mainly because I don't do rereads much, and I feel like if I was only allowed to reread my top 20, it would like very quickly within the space of a year like not be my top 20 anymore, because I'd probably not like them from having to read them so often. Would you rather be a librarian or a bookseller? I would rather be a bookseller because I would want to like own my own bookstore and be able to like make it look really cool and be like an awesome bookstore with a cafe in it, rather than if you're a librarian you like have to work at a library. It's like in a council, so you can't really do that much to change it and shake it up. Yeah, also, if you work at a bookstore, you get discounts on books. So, like, yeah. Would you rather only read your favorite genre or read every genre except your favorite? I don't think I have a favorite genre, or it's something really broad, like contemporary, or just like, I don't have a favorite genre. So I don't know if I would say I'd rather only read my favorite genre because I don't have a favorite, therefore my favorite is everything, or if I should say that I would rather read everything except my favorite because I don't have a favorite, so I could just still read everything. Cheating the system. Either way, don't have a favorite genre. Final question is one that I'm very stuck in my opinion on this. Looking to change potentially, but would you rather read only physical copies or only ebooks? I do not read ebooks. I've never read an ebook. I can't read the screens of ebooks. My brain like can't comprehend it. I love books. I love the smell. I love the feel. I love turning the pages. I love the weight of them. Yeah, it's annoying. It's definitely physical books. Audiobooks, I've listened to a few. I just read To the Lighthouse on audiobook and loved reading it like that because it just, the words sounded so beautiful like a poem, but I couldn't read every book like that. So definitely physical books. Sorry if this video was a little bit long or my answers went on and on for a little bit, but I'm very passionate about how I read and what I read and things. But I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to see again what your answers are. Send them to me on Twitter, write them in the comments, tag me in photos on Instagram of your e-reader or, you know, the books that you would want to see made into a movie, or I don't know, if you work at a bookstore, send me photos of your bookstore, please. I want to look at cool bookstores. Yeah. Anyway, bye. Hope you liked it. See you next time.